From Alabama to California, we're watching your six, folks. Stay ready, stay free. And when the world goes crazy, what should we do? Drink up, sing it fast. It's the Denton and Sasquatch show. Two voices you ought to know. From prepping tips to politics, they tell it straight. No tricks from Dixie to the Golden Coast. Freedom's what they love the most. Download the podcast, let the truth roll on the Denton and Sasquatch show. This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it!
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you live from both California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I live in California. His name is Denton. He lives in Alabama. And somehow, through the modern wizardry we call the internet, we make it sound like we're in the exact same room. Now, this week, I'm surprised he wanted to come back, but he actually did. We're going to have my good friend Einor back on to guest co-host with me. How you doing, Einor?
I am doing well. How about you, Sass?
Can't complain, that's for sure. If you want to hit us up at the show, you can do so. DentonandSassShow@gmail.com. That is DentonandSassShow@gmail.com. And remember, we're on YouTube. There's a video to go along with the podcast if you want to listen that way. So just look up Denton and Sasquatch Show, and you can find it there. Oh, I know. Show is not officially started until... There we go. All right. So you're doing well, huh? And you decided to come back?
Well, yeah, sure. Why not? It was great fun last week.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed it. A lot of the ruffians over at OTP said that they really enjoyed the show with you on it, so that's good.
Well, that's a positive.
About all the
I
positivity.
haven't had any FBI show up at my door yet, so that's,
Oh, they just haven't finished
another
tracking
good
you.
one. Yeah, well, that's okay.
Wouldn't be the first time, right?
No.
All right. Well, we might as well just jump right into it. All right, here we go. U.S. Marshals arrested fugitive Keentrey Devon Bryant Mulner in Washington last Friday after discovering him hiding under a child's bed. Bryant Mulner was wanted for violating probation related to a 2024 arrest involving firearm and assault charges. I'm not going to say his name over and over again, but the guy was found hiding under a child's bed and surrendered without incident. During a subsequent probation search, officers recovered a handgun and high-capacity magazines. What exactly is a high-capacity magazine?
Well, in Washington State, it could be anything with, two rounds or more, isn't it?
I believe they're like California. I think it's 10. I think that's your maximum.
Yeah. They're insane up there.
Oh, yeah. Well, U.S. Marshal Craig Thayer emphasized the importance of the arrest, stating, with gun violence continuing to plague Spokane, every violent offender arrested, now this is the part I wanted to go over right here, every violent offender arrested and every firearm taken off of the streets makes our community safer. The arrests reflects the strong collaboration among local, state, tribal, and federal law enforcement agencies. Now, I'm glad this guy, scumbag, I'm sure he is off the street. But my problem with this whole story is the whole. He didn't say taking guns from criminals. He said every firearm taken off the street makes our community safer. I do not agree. I'm guessing
Absolutely not.
I was going to say, you probably don't agree either.
Many firearms make your community safer.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? John Lott wrote a whole book on that a few years back, as I recall.
Yeah, I'm guessing most people don't even know who John Lott is. They'll say, what TV show is he on?
Well, there you go. Go look it up on the interwebs. He was in
Exactly.
the Reagan administration back when life was good.
Yeah, the 80s was a pretty good time.
Good music and pretty girls, and yeah, I mean it was a good decade.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I got another story here, and it has something to do with firearms as well. Let's see if our brilliant audience can figure out the correlation between the two. Authorities are investigating a shooting that injured Indiana State Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly at their Lafayette home on Sunday. The incident occurred around 2:15 p.m. on Mill Pond Lane, leaving both victims with gunshot wounds. That beer is making me burp. Trying to turn my head away from the mic. That's what I get. Judge Meyer sustained an injury to his arm while his wife was shot in the hip. Both are in stable condition after receiving medical treatment. No arrests have been made, and the motive remains unclear. Lafayette Mayor Tony Rauschke called the shooting a senseless, unacceptable act of violence and assured the community that all available resources are being utilized to apprehend the responsible parties. The shooting has raised concerns among other Indiana judges, prompting State Supreme Court Chief Justice Loretta H. Rush to urge vigilance in personal security. I don't even know what that means. She emphasized that the importance of safety for judges as they work to resolve cases peacefully. Now, I'm hoping that this Chief Justice Loretta Rush is talking about carrying a gun with you in case you do come into that situation and you can shoot the person and we'll be done with it. But
Agreed.
yeah, you can never, you really can't tell. I mean, let's see, Indiana, is that?
Indiana's pretty red, as I recall.
That's what I thought. So I'm wondering if maybe that was just her nice way of saying, well, just unalive the guy and we'll be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we know anything about the judge himself? Is he a pro 2A guy or not?
I don't know. I could look it up real quick. Let's see. Judge Stephen Meyer. Let me see here. Let's see if anything comes up. Judge Stephen Meyer. Oh, there's an update. One of the suspects arrested in the shooting of county judge and his wife. Let's see. I don't know if he has a LinkedIn or a. I doubt there's a wiki page on him. Oh, there is a wiki page on him. La la la. Democrat.
Okay. Then I think this actually does bring up an important topic.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up a real important topic. Because I do think we do need a new class of I probably not felony, but I would say, definitely misdemeanor, maybe even gross misdemeanor. Maybe you should get a little prison time for it. But when these guys go out and shoot these leftists and injure them but don't kill them, they really need to get some additional training. We can't have this. I mean, they injure them and then they just make them into a martyr, if you will, and they can go out and raise all kinds of hell and all that. So if you're gonna, teach your kids, if you're gonna shoot a lefty, make sure you whack them out. And I think we need to codify that into law.
That is a good idea. I'm just wondering if there's a way we can find that if the shooter is a lefty and the person they're shooting at is a lefty, can we have them do each other off?
Well, yeah. I mean, then at that point, yeah. Then you put them in the Thunderdome, and two walk in, one walks out. It's a good day.
Well, I mean, if they're both lefties, then both need to not walk out.
That's fine too.
It's almost like going back to duels.
Yeah. And, we could sell tickets for it, take care of that $38 trillion in debt. I mean, we're on to something here.
I think we are. We're going to have to hit the hotline to Trump and let him know we got to make this a law.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trump, I'm just curious about your thoughts on Trump and this whole I'm going to buy Greenland thing.
Well, I heard a song actually online today that pretty much sums it all up. And it was one of those AI generated animated things.
Yeah.
And it was the old uh, "This land is your land."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was Trump singing "This land is my land. This land is Greenland." That pretty much sums it up right there. Yeah.
I think the Canucks are kind of mad because they wanted to be the 51st state, and if it becomes Greenland, they're going to feel snubbed.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Of course, what was it? Somebody had posted, I think it was on the OTP today about Meat Chicken wants to join Canada, which I think is a fine idea. Um, just make sure that they take Minnesota and most of the Boston states at the same time, and we'll take we'll take Alberta and everybody happy.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. We'll even give them the moving trucks for Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what the hell is going on up there. Man, they've gone completely bananas.
They have, and I didn't know there were so many Somalians there. I mean, I guess that's the whole Obama thing, but it's just crazy.
We were still living there when that happened. And I remember when it happened. It was actually even before Obama. It was back, I want to say Clinton, back in those days. And it was actually a Republican governor that invited them there, Norm Coleman. And right now, today, in 2026, there are more Somalis living in Minneapolis than there are in Mogadishu.
It doesn't surprise me. It seems like
Let
they
that
are all
sink
here.
in for a moment. I mean, that is just insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can always make more over there. So
Yeah. Well, remember back, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years ago now, there was a terrorist attack on a mall in, was it Ethiopia or one of the countries over there in Africa, and a bunch of Muslims went in and shot up this shopping mall.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those guys were all trained at terrorist camps in Minnesota. They came from Minnesota. Yeah. So I mean they got a hell of a problem up there. I mean that and it was bad when we left. I can just imagine what it is 10 years later now. Almost 10 years later.
Oh yeah, I mean, if things keep going the way they are, it's going to be. We're going to have what was that movie called? Black Hawk Down, but this one will be the sequel.
Yeah. And it's going to happen right in downtown Minneapolis. I see tonight they're having some kind of a protest thing, but it was too cold for them outside, so they had to open the Target Center. And there's some photos on the Fox News website of it. It looks like there's about 1,200 people in the arena. It didn't look like they had very many in there, but yeah. So they're actually letting them into the arena to protest ICE. It they've just gone completely off the rails up there. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Oh, and I'm sure if they said, "Hey, we need to use the Target Center or whatever that arena is for a Christian thing," they'd be like, "Nope."
Yeah, yeah. And the real crazy part is they had spent just a ton of money. This was about 10, 15 years ago on light rail transit trains, going all over the place in Minneapolis and whatnot. And they've got one line that runs directly from the Target Center to the Mall of America.
Oh,
So,
well, easy access.
yeah. So I'm thinking it could get a little dicey up there tonight.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're very possible. Can we get a one-way train going just back to Somalia?
Yeah.
Long, bumpy ride, but it'd be worth it for us.
Well, I mean, give them a chance to bathe. I'm sorry, those people smell like ass. They do. I
I,
don't think they I don't think they bathe more than like once a month or something.
I believe you. I've never really been around any Somali people that I can think of, but yeah, I kind of.
Yeah, they got this ass smell going on. I'm not sure, but um, I don't know. I don't know. They've all got like 27 kids or something, so I don't know how that happens, smelling like ass all the time, but
I'm
it
if
does.
if everybody smells like ass, then nobody smells like ass.
I suppose, yeah.
It's just kind of like the way I look at it. All right. Did we even talk about Greenland? we got
Oh yeah,
we
we
got
got
off on
started on
Somalis.
that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm not sure what to make of that whole thing. He's been kind of tight-lipped ever since he came out of the Davos and said that he had the framework in place for. I'm not sure if we're taking it over or if they're just gonna, basically give us all the land and let us do whatever we want to do, but they get to stay with Denmark. Have you heard anything about any of that?
The logistics of it, not so much. I mean, both parties are sort of saying that they won, so they must have got something.
They must have got something, but
But I mean, if you know anything about Trump, you know that when he um, negotiates with people, he goes way, way crazy this way, and then they come back to where he really wanted to be, and they're like, "Oh, well, we won." It's like, no, he just got you where he wanted you.
yeah, he manipulated you the way that he wanted to in the first place. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously we got to do something up there because, um, if our entire East Coast is being protected by the Danes, I mean, there's a reason that in no language anywhere on the planet is there a phrase that means as scary as a Dane, you know? I mean that phrase doesn't translate into any language anywhere.
Why am I
So
not
we got to
surprised?
do something.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few videos here and there. I saw one the other day that talked about just that whole area of there being protected by the Danes and not very well. And then what was the other thing? See, that's the problem with having brain surgery. You forget stuff.
It's age. It's not brain surgery. It's you're getting old.
Probably. I will be 55 on next Wednesday. So,
Well, happy birthday.
well, thank you. So I'm right at that age that, yeah, I forget stuff all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But let me see if I can think of what the other thing was they were talking about. Ah, it's not coming to me right now. But yeah, he definitely has his reasons for what he's doing.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to watch and kind of see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I will say my attitude on Trump in general has definitely changed since his first stint in the Oval.
Better or worse?
Much better.
Hmm.
Much better. I remember when he bombed, what was it, Syria in his first term, and I was very upset about that because I figured, well, the last thing we need is more wars in the Middle East that we're tied up in for another 20 years, not realizing that Trump goes in, bombs the hell out of them, and then goes away. And so this whole second term where he's going into Venezuela and going and bombing Iran, and none of it's really bothered me that much. I mean, it creates some good YouTube videos, and they're fun to watch, and all in all, it's been okay.
The only problem I have with all this stuff is, I just saw it the other day. They were going to, we were going to rebuild someplace that we just bombed. And I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because we're getting tired of fixing stuff. Even though we broke it, we don't want to fix it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we shouldn't. I mean, they're stupid enough to piss us off. Let them fix their own damn country.
Exactly. All right, I guess we can move on. One of the things that I think is just super cute is when older couples do everything together. My grandparents are like this. They would get these little jogging suits, even though neither of them could jog. And they'd wear the same jogging suits, and it was just super, super cute. Well, after a year, controversial assisted dying device was used for the first time. Its inventor says he is prepping a new version designed for a partner. So now you can get yourself done in a 2-for-1.
Okay. Don't isn't another word for that murder?
Yeah, I guess depending on who you're talking to. Kevorkian didn't think so.
Yeah.
Well, the Sarcopod is what it's called. It is a 3D printed capsule that allows users to trigger a nitrogen release. Entered the global spotlight in 2024 after a 64-year-old American woman used it in Switzerland. The episode quickly spiraled into a police investigation, with authorities seizing the device and detaining those present before later ruling out intentional homicide. Now, Philip Nitschke, the Australian-born physician behind Sarco, says development is underway on a larger AI-enabled model built specifically for couples who want to die together. The new design, sometimes referred to as the Double Dutch Sarco, would be large enough for 2 people and require a synchronized decision. Wow, this sounds really complicated. Both occupants must press their buttons at the same time or the device will not activate. The original Sarco capsule works by flooding its chamber with nitrogen, rendering the occupant unconscious within seconds and causing death shortly afterwards. Can you imagine that? Especially a couple that fights all the time. No, you press the button. No, you press the button. No, you press the button.
That brings up, what was the movie? War of the Roses. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that kind of plays into a thing that I was reading yesterday. It was apparently nitrous oxide is a big deal for the teens now. That's the new drug of choice for teenagers now, because it's legal. I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to go to a dealer to get it. You can buy it at the local 7-Eleven or the local Stop and Rob or whatever. And they're running into all kinds of problems with these kids doing so much nitrous oxide that their feet are falling off and everything, all kinds of problems with it.
Well, let me tell you, my friend, it's not new.
Yeah.
It may be in the headlines right now, but I remember when I was in that 18 to 20 age range, and people would bring it to parties in little canisters, and you'd take a hit of it just like you would with helium.
No shit. Where would they get it?
I don't know. I never really asked questions. Wasn't really my thing to do, but one of my friends one time, he did it, and he did a huge hit of it because he was an idiot like that. And he was just standing there. We were all outside, and he just dropped like a bag of potatoes. We thought he was dead. I mean, he laid there for a few minutes, and we were slapping him around trying to get him to say something, and finally he had a horrible headache afterward.
Well, yeah, I would guess so.
So, that may not be the way to go, kids, if you're thinking about doing that.
Well, you put the two together, right? I mean, you buy the nitrous oxide for party juice, but then you realize at the same time, Ethel and Bert are buying it for their suicide pod. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could tell your grandparents, hey, if you guys have any of that left.
yeah. I mean, wouldn't you put two and two together? I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it could take care of both problems.
I don't know. Yeah, that one kind of blew me away, but apparently if you do enough of it over a long enough period of time, your feet fall off. So,
Uh, well, that would be interesting to see somebody's feet just falling off. I do know that people that huff paint, they spray paint, they get spray paint cans and spray it into like a paper bag and then huff it. I think it's called huffing.
yeah.
That definitely screws up your brain.
Yeah, well that's like huffing glue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my dad owned gas stations and I worked at this gas station and it was not too far from the welfare projects in North Minneapolis. Actually, right in the neighborhood where the riots are right now. Um, but we'd get these guys come in usually around the first of the month, and you could tell that that's what they were doing because their face would be all green or whatever, and they would carry a sock with them and they would spray it into a sock. Okay.
Not what I was using socks for when I was that age, but okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to shut my door because my dog, she's getting to that point where she got dementia, so she just barks at the wall sometimes.
Well,
So I had to shut the door. No big deal. All right.
it's a good thing for her. I mean, every day she meets new people.
That's very true. Very, very true. Well, come one, come all to America is what we say, right?
Yeah.
We want immigration, legal immigration, that is. But we want it so we can be more diverse, right? That's the whole point of it.
Well, the whole point of it is so that they give us stuff that we couldn't do on our own.
I suppose in some cases, yes. Chicago O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest travel hubs in the world, made headlines this week after U.S. Custom and Border Protection, CBP, officials confiscated several illegal and disturbing items from an arriving passenger's luggage, including monkey meat.
Okay.
The traveler arriving. Oh, take a wild guess where you I was going to say arrived from. Is that right? Yeah, not arroved. Where he roved from. Take a wild guess where he was from.
It had to be somewhere down in South America, I would guess.
That would be a good guess, but no. Actually, the Democratic Republic of Congo. You know that place that has no republic whatsoever.
Oh yeah, where they're just going around killing people at random.
Yeah. The guy was stopped during a routine inspection at O'Hare. Upon examination of their luggage, officers found over 11 pounds of pest-infested beans.
Okay.
I can imagine the farts those would give you. 17 pounds of unidentifiable plant material and approximately 4 pounds of dried monkey meat. Oh, well, monkey jerky. There you go. Which was later classified as non-human primate meat. In addition to the monkey meat, authorities also seized what they described as mummified small primates.
Okay, now let me ask you that: you've traveled a fair bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
And I mean, I was traveling to a different city basically every week for 25 years. I cannot ever remember, not one time, ever packing pounds and pounds and pounds of beans into my suitcase. Nor did I ever choose to, travel with monkey meat.
Yeah, that seems like you wouldn't really have enough room for your clothes if you packed all that crap in there.
I think the closest I might have come, I might have packed a plastic baggie of Debo's uh, beef jerky one time.
Well,
That was damn good beef jerky. I would do crime for that beef jerky. But that's probably about as close as I've ever come.
you know what happened to my Debo's beef jerky?
Uh,
Okay, so he sends it, and we're lazy here. We are you have to go to the end of our driveway to get our mail, and none of us ever want to get it. And when we drive past the mailbox, we have like one of those really long driveways, and
okay.
so you pass it, and then it's like, I don't feel like walking over there to get it. So we'll get our mail. Plus, everything's online now, so we get our mail there out of the mailbox, like physical mail, maybe once every 2 weeks. So he had sent it, and I totally forgot about it. And then I went out to get the mail, and I'm like, "What's this?" And it was like a little Manila envelope. And it was nighttime when I was getting it. And I'm like, "What the? There's something on my hand." And I started looking. There was ants on my hand. They had gotten in there and gotten all
Oh
of the beef
no.
jerky. Yep.
No, I had met Debo up a couple of times for supper when I was working in Albuquerque, which it wasn't really near his home, but he would always drive over there to have supper with me when I was there. And so he found out that I am just a beef jerky whore. I will pretty much do anything for good beef jerky. And so, and he was big into making it at the time. I don't know if he still is or not. I'll have to ask him about that next time I talk to him. But he was experimenting with all kinds of different jerky. And so he would send me these experimental batches of jerky. Try this one and tell me what you think of it. Try that one and tell me what you think of it. Some of them were really wretched, but some of them that you wouldn't think would be good were actually really, really good.
Yeah, that's kind of how you find out. I've started making some jerky of my own uh, because I got a smoker, so I had a smoker. It was like what do you call those? A barrel smoker, and it was just too small. So finally, I got a big one. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I experiment with stuff, and some of it comes out crappy. My son is my guinea pig, and he's a connoisseur of uh, of that as well. So if he gives me the thumbs up, I know it's good.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Debo had made me one time. It was jalapenos and trying to remember. I think it was mango. It was either mango or papaya juice.
Mm.
And something really odd, and he soaked it in this juice for like a week. And then he did his with a box fan and dried it with the box fan with the jalapenos on it. And God, that stuff was good. It was just addictive.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
I know the one that I got from him that I never got to eat had jalapenos on it. I don't remember what else was on it, but I always kick myself for not going and checking the mail.
Yeah. Well, everything he ate had jalapenos on it. Of course, he's New Mexico boy, so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you go to a Dairy Queen in New Mexico, they put jalapenos on it. So
Probably. All right. Let's see. We got one more, and then we got weird news. All right. I get to do one of my world famous voices right now. Like, hey, man, if cannabis was like one of the main ingredients of ancient anointing oil, and receiving this oil is what, like Jesus, the Christ, and his followers, Christians, then persecuting those who use cannabis could be considered, like antichrist. Well, that seems like a stretch.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus and his apostles might have used cannabis oil to perform his healing miracles, a controversial theory that is being championed by a number of experts. See, now this is what caught my eye, because anytime they say a number of experts, it's not a number of experts, but somebody who is already pro whatever you're pushing.
Well, I just look at the experts. We had the the kill shot for the COVID, and that was created by experts, wasn't it?
I believe it was, actually.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the experts that we've had over even just the last 5 years, and what's their batting average?
I think Carlin had a whole bit about experts, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
Well, author David Beinenstock, who is also the editor-in-chief of, wait for it, High Times Magazine.
uh-huh.
There you go. Believes that cannabis was widely available during Jesus' era, 2,000 years ago. He also believes that cannabis was used all across the Middle East to treat various illnesses and ailments. All right, let's stop right there. So what if it was? It doesn't mean the miracles that Jesus performed were because of the weed.
No.
That just seems like a super huge stretch to me.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly, I don't understand this whole. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't understand this whole fascination with pot the last decade or so. I mean, yeah, we all smoked it, we all tried it back when we were teenagers, and most of us grew out of it, and moved on with our lives and did happy, productive things with our lives. But all of a sudden, I don't know, maybe it's a regional thing, but it has gotten really, really big around here.
Oh, I think a lot of it is because they just hammered away at the drinking thing for kids. Like, oh, drinking's bad, don't drink, blah, blah, blah. So they just went, okay, well, we'll smoke weed then.
It could be, but I mean, we got a farm for it, not too far from where I live, maybe 10 miles away from here, and it's not the weed that we experimented with when we were kids. I mean, this stuff is just nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it smells like you drive past the place and it smells like skunk. I mean, it literally does.
Well, they must be making it in my backyard.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, who would drive past this place and think, yeah, I really wanna suck some of that into my lungs. Boy, you know,
Well,
give me some of that stuff that smells just like skunk asshole. That's what I want to breathe.
yeah. I remember one time, let's see, again, in my 20s, early 20s, when you're a stupid guy,
Yeah.
one of my friends had made weed cookies, and they look like little vanilla wafers. And so I ate one, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it really didn't do much. And I said, oh, I'm going to do another one. And my friend's like, oh, no, these are strong. It'll hit you later, don't. And I'm like, I can handle it. Knocked me on my ass, like to sleep.
Uh-huh.
I didn't, there was no high and fun about it. It was about me finally finally it hitting me and then me going to sleep for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So,
I got a story about that.
well, that's what we're all about here is stories. Go for it.
When I was a kid in high school and for a year or two after high school, every spring my buddies and I would take a ski vacation someplace. And one year we decided to go to Salt Lake City. And so four of us pile in the car and drive out to Salt Lake, and we're out there skiing at the ski resorts and whatnot in Salt Lake. And most of us were, we were partiers, but not crazy about it. But one guy that used to run with us, we called him Lapo. And Lapo was as straight edge as they come. Now, Lapo wasn't the brightest bulb on the tree. Lapo had an IQ of maybe an eggplant, but he was just a good guy, but stayed away from the drinking, stayed away from the pot, and all that, and so we were all raising hell one night. The rest of us that had gone out there, we were raising hell one night, and Lapo decided to go to a concert downtown at one of the local concert venues downtown. Okay, fine. And so he goes to this thing, and at any rate, one of the other guys had baked a whole tray of pot cookies before we left Minnesota. And Lapo took the whole tray of cookies with him to this concert and ate a whole tray of them. And of course, not being one, he was a good sized guy too. He was probably 6'2", 6'3". This was, junior in high school or whatever. So he was a big boy. And this was before cell phones or anything. So we get a call from Lapo about, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You guys got to come get me. Where are you? I don't know. Well, what do you mean? We can't come get you if we don't know where you are. So here we are, 3 guys from Minnesota, all teenagers, late teenagers, driving around downtown Salt Lake looking for our buddy Lapo, who is completely whacked out on pot cookies. We finally did find him, and he was leaning up against a light pole outside of this concert venue. But it was on the back side, so we drove around for, must have been about 45 minutes looking for him before we finally found him. And then he couldn't walk, so we had to drag him and put him in the back of the car. It was not a pretty sight at all.
I can imagine. Dave's not here, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we've all had one of those experiences, whether it's with somebody getting too high or somebody drinking too much or whatever, and it's usually always the biggest guy that nobody can carry.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Seems that way, definitely. All right, well, after that story, I think we should go on to some weird news.
It's time for Weird News.
With Denton and Sasquatch.
We haven't gotten to the weird news yet?
This whole show should just be called Weird News. All right. Dirty fingers introduced bacteria into the nose, resulting in infections that could lead to crusting tissue damage and nosebleeds. And now scientists are testing the theory that trauma to the nasal lining may transmit germs to the brain, possibly resulting in inflammation and amyloid plaques being formed. In line with the progressive neurodivergent condition, researchers have never been able to pinpoint the exact cause of Alzheimer's, which gradually impairs various brain functions such as memory, thinking, hey, maybe that's what I have. Maybe I have Alzheimer's, reasoning, and judgment. And some have shifted their focus to crucial nose-brain axis, the pathway between the nasal cavity and central nervous system. The brain's smelling processing centers are among the first areas damaged by Alzheimer's, so researchers have used small tests as a non-invasive form of screening for the disease's risks. A 2022 study conducted by researchers at Griffith University in Australia found that nose picking can lead to chlamydia pneumoniae, which is bacteria causing respiratory tract infections into the olfactory nerve in the nose of mice that then travel to the brain, resulting in cells depositing amyloid beta protein. Wow, this is a lot. I'm not a doctor. The fragments cling together, form sticky plaques which disrupt cell communication and can result in brain cell death, memory loss, and dementia. So there you go. Don't pick your nose.
Or you'll get nose chlamydia.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the takeaway I'm getting here.
Okay, well.
I think that one pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah, there's nothing I can add to that.
All right, then we'll move on. A curious new study has come up with a ranked list of states based on the odds of someone being abducted by aliens in that state. At the top of the list was New Hampshire, which boasted the best odds for being taken by ETs by virtue of the state's consistently having the highest number of UFO reports per 100,000 residents. Rounding out the top 5 were Idaho, Vermont, Maine, and Oregon. Beyond that, the study noted that the 8th-ranked state, Wyoming, stood out as particularly remarkable, with more than a quarter of the state's UFO reportings featuring some kind of abduction-style experience. On the other end of the spectrum, the 5 states where one is least likely to be taken by aliens or determined to be Minnesota, there you go, your old stomping ground, Mississippi, Nebraska, Indiana, and, despite its place in UFO lore, New Mexico, which came in dead last in the rankings.
Well, no, that doesn't surprise me, okay? Because you say that this is where you're least likely to get abducted by the aliens?
The first 5 are where you're most likely to be abducted. The last 5 are where you're least likely.
Yeah. Well, see, you're not going to get abducted in New Mexico because the aliens have that base over there at Roswell. And
Well,
that's where they live. So there's no reason for them to abduct you there. I mean, they just invite you in for coffee and there you go.
so Roswell is a alien apartment.
Yeah, I mean, they just bring you in and do the anal probe and then send you on your way.
Might not be walking the same way, but
Yeah, but you'll be grinning from ear to ear.
well, there you go. Let's see, where's Idaho, Vermont, Maine, and Oregon. Those were the ones where it was reported that most were taken. Oh yeah, Minnesota. So well, I can't agree with that because we already were talking about Somalians. So there are a lot of aliens there.
Yeah, well, they may be eating them too. You don't know.
I could just imagine they come down and they're like, "We're gonna probe you," and they're like, "We're gonna eat you."
Yeah. We took on the Green Berets. You think you gray aliens are a match for us?
Exactly. Oh, that is too funny. All right. Last but not least, in weird, maybe we should call this weirder news. CTV News reported on January 6th that a Toronto-based sex toy store received a return of adult items accompanied by a letter from U.S. Department of Defense, which is now the U.S. Department of War. It seems the products had ended up on a U.S. naval base in Bahrain, a big no-no. It says, please notify the sender that pornographic materials or devices are not allowed in the Kingdom of Bahrain. The letter read, we didn't even know it was going to Bahrain until it came back to us months later, said Bonjibon, I think the store is called Bonjibon, and the owner is Grace Bennett, who is 34. It just kind of unraveled this whole hilarious moment. She wonders if the soldiers stationed there know that such products are off limits. Yeah, so they accidentally
that whole excuse falls apart right on its face. We didn't even know it was going to Bahrain, but didn't you write the address for the package on the package when you sent it?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a very odd address to get confused about, unless it was exactly where it was supposed to go.
Yeah. So, well, Canadians, they are. We've covered them extensively, so.
Yeah, but there's always room for more.
Well, true that.
All right, well, I want to thank you, Einor, for once again filling in for Denton. I talked to him just the other day. He hadn't listened to the last show we did together, so he said he was going to, and he actually did, I guess, because then he texted me later and was very ecstatic about the job you did. So
Well, that's good.
You got kudos from Denton, that's for sure. Hopefully,
Yeah, he did call me earlier this week. I don't remember what day it was, but I'm not. He might have mentioned something about, I don't know, going in for breast augmentation or something. I'm not sure.
it wouldn't surprise me. Then he can just sit at home and enjoy himself.
Yeah, or maybe I got him mixed up with my snowbird neighbor down here, Trailer Park Terry. Maybe it was her that was going in for the augmented. I don't know.
Maybe they could get a 2-for-1.
Or 4-for-1.
There you go. I stand corrected. All right, but I do want to thank you for filling in and doing a fine job. I want to say that as well. So thank you for that.
Anytime, pal.
Gonna end things like I normally do. Make sure you are thankful every day for all God has given you. Help each other whenever you can. Stay safe and don't take any crap from anyone. So have a blessed day, and we will see you next time.
Take care, y'all.